Hi, hello, welcome to Kaalagathi. Today we are going to discuss Jupiter Retro in Cancer. Have you ever felt life suddenly handed you a mirror and that mirror showed you your past, your parents, your emotions, and even your faith all at once? That's the Jupiter Retrograde in Cancer. The universe just hit rewind on your emotional wisdom. The things that once gave you comfort, now they are asking you, was that real security or just habit? So, in this November, Jupiter turns retro, closer to Earth, more powerful than ever. And this time, it's not just changing your chart, it's rewriting your story. So, stay with me because by the end of this video, you will not only understand why this retrograde is shaking your roots, but also how it secretly transforming you. So, imagine Imagine it's a late night. You are scrolling through your phone, but your mind keeps circling back to the past. Your childhood home, your mother's word, that one decision you made from the heart. It's all playing again like a movie on repeat. That's not a nostalgia. That's a Jupiter retrograde in Cancer calling you back to home. Not to the place, but to the feeling. Because when Jupiter, the planet of wisdom and expansion, goes retrograde, it comes closer to Earth. It rays hit you directly, raw, unfiltered, personal. It's not about the world anymore, it's about you. In Cancer, the sign of emotion, family roots, this energy turns inward. You start reevaluating what security really means. Is it money? Is it people? Or is it peace? Over next 120 days, Jupiter is going to make you question and then rebuild your emotional foundation. So before we dive deep into charts and aspects, I want to pause and ask yourself what one belief about love, family, or faith that you never questioned, but maybe, just maybe, it's time to. Retrograde energy. You know how sometimes you think you have moved past something, a belief, a memory, a relationship, then suddenly life throws it right back to you. That's what retrograde energy feels like. Let's clear one big myth first. Planets don't actually move backward. It's just an optical illusion from your view of Earth. But energetically, it's massive because when a planet turns retrograde, it comes closer to Earth. And that means its influence gets louder, stronger, and unfiltered. Think of it like this. Imagine Jupiter as a teacher who usually lectures from the stage. You nod and you take notes, maybe off listen, but during retrograde phase, the teacher walks right up to your desk, looks you in the eye, and says, okay, let's talk about what you really believe. When Jupiter goes retrograde, it does not teach you new lessons. It makes you to relearn and that old ones. But this time, from the inside out. In Vedic astrology, in Vedic astrology, Jupiter represents wisdom, truth, spirituality, and faith. So when it goes retrograde, those themes does not disappear. They go internal. You start revisiting your core philosophies. Do I believe this because I was told to? Or do I believe it because I have lived it? It's like a Wi-Fi signal turning inward. Instead of broadcasting your beliefs to the world, Jupiter starts syncing with your inner system. And because this is happening in Cancer, a water sign ruled by Moon, all these reflections happen through emotion. You just don't think about your faith, you feel it. You question your attachments, your emotional boundaries. You need security. So if you've been feeling extra nostalgic, emotional, or even lost lately, that's not a regression. That's a reflection. The universe is saying, slow down before you expand outward again. Clean the roots within. Jupiter in Cancer. Now let's talk Jupiter in Cancer, because this is where cosmic story gets deeply personal. The Cancer is not just any sign; it's a home of Jupiter heart. It's where wisdom meets emotion. It's where the teacher becomes a mother, gentle, nurturing, but also protective of your growth. When Jupiter is in Cancer, your intuition becomes your GPS. You just know the things. You can sense when someone energy shifts, when something off in the family, when emotional storm is brewing before it hits. But here's the twist: when Jupiter goes retrograde in Cancer, it's like an emotional wall of your house start talking back. The walls remember your childhood wounds. The kitchen whispers you never healed from your argument with mom. The mirror reflects you keep giving love, but when will you receive it? This retrograde pulls you back to your emotional foundation, the memories, the family patterns, the nurturing you received and did not receive. Maybe you have been running on auto care mode, taking care of everyone else while ignoring your own emotional hunger. Jupiter says, stop, feed your soul first. In astrology, Cancer is the fourth house energy. It rules home, mother, emotional comfort, and inner peace. So during the retrograde, you might notice old family issues resurfacing, emotional distance between loved ones, a sudden urge to reconnect with your roots. Don't fight it. That's Jupiter doing cleaning in your emotional home. It's like a cosmic renovation, messy at first, but it builds a stronger foundation. So, if life feels shaky right now, remember your emotional ground is not breaking, it's rebuilding. You learn to nurse, nurture yourself the way you always wanted to others. You know what beautiful about a Jupiter retrograde in Cancer? It's not punishment, it's a re education. The universe is basically saying, hey, you have been studying life, but maybe you missed a few chapters on feeling. See, the Jupiter is Guru, the teacher of the truth. But when it retrograde, the Guru becomes silent. Is that it does not preach anymore. It lets life itself teach you. And Cancer, the sign of home, roots, and emotion, becomes your classroom. This is where emotional wisdom gets rewritten. You begin to understand that love does not always mean attachment, that care does not always mean control, and that family karma is not a curse. It's a curriculum your soul signed up for. Maybe your mother's struggles become your fears. Maybe your family taught you to be strong, but forget to teach you to be soft. Jupiter retrograde in Cancer takes you back into this emotional imprints so you can edit the story. It's like the universe hands you emotional diary and says, here, read your old entries. Now, write who you are today. And here's the deep truth. Even retrograde Jupiter is a spiritual detox. You start questioning not just your faith, but your emotional habits. Why do I always have to fix everyone? Why do I carry guilt that is not mine? Why do I love from emptiness instead of fullness? In this process, in this process, you might distance from certain people, but that's not loss. That's alignment. When you grow emotionally wise, some bonds naturally dissolve, not because they are bad, but because you are outgrown that vibration. And remember, Cancer is ruled by Moon, that keeper of memory. So, yes, you will feel the waves of nostalgia, even tears. But those are not breakdowns, they are breakthroughs. You're not becoming weaker, you're becoming wiser in what you feel. That's the true meaning of rewriting family karma. You stop repeating what hurts you and start teaching what healed you. Okay, now let's talk about how this actually plays out your everyday life. Because Jupiter retrograde in Cancer is not just a cosmic event in the sky. It's something you feel every day. You will notice it first in the family patterns. Old emotions resurface. Things you thought you heard start knocking you again. Maybe your mother's old advice suddenly hits differently, or you realize you are repeating the same emotional response she used to have. The silent treatment, the overgiving, that guilt, that Jupiter saying, see this, let's review it. In relationship, it feels like your emotional maturity is being tested. Someone might trigger you insecurities just so you can see how much you have grown. You might find yourself being an emotional caretaker again, but this time you pass. You will feel urge to fix, but instead you will say, I understand, but this is not mine to heal. That's the emotional graduation, my friend. Professionally, it can show up or redefining success. Jupiter rules abundance, but in Cancer, it asks what truly feels safe and fulfilling. So maybe a big job or high paying check does not feel worth it anymore. You start craving work that feeds your soul, not just your wallet. Teachers, healers, therapists, counselors, this retrograde often activates the calling. And here's something most people miss. Jupiter retrograde in water sign like Cancer can affect your physical body too. You may feel extra tired, moody, emotionally bolted because your body is because your body is processing. You may feel extra. Your body is processing emotional detox. Drink water, rest, take rest, write journal. These are not luxuries right now. They are necessities. Even in friendship, you might suddenly outgrow certain people, not because they are changed, but because your emotional vibration did. You start curving quieter spaces, meaningful tasks, and authentic connections. The gossip circle does not feel home anymore. And if you are repeating numbers, vivid the dreams, having random flashbacks, that's Jupiter working through your subconscious emotional archives. It's cleaning your inner home. Remember, this is not chaos, it's clarity. The more emotional clutter you release now, the lighter your soul will travel for the next Jupiter cycle. Let's get real for the second. Jupiter retrograde is not all about gentle introspection or spiritual hugs. It's also about explosion. When Jupiter, the planet of wisdom, truth, dharma, goes retrograde, it flips the lights on in a dark room. Suddenly, all illusion around faith and guidance start to crumble. This is when fake gurus, blind faith systems, and manipulative emotional tactics get revealed. You will notice how people or institution you have been preaching truth without walking it. Start facing consequences. Remember those fake babas, scandals you have seen in India. That's the textbook, Jupiter retrograde energy, truth demanding accountability. In personal life, this may show up realizing you have been giving your emotional power to someone else, maybe parent, partner, or even mentor. You believed their version of wisdom because it felt safer than trusting your own intuition. But now, Jupiter's like a cosmic lie detector saying, do you still believe this because it is true or just because someone told you? The real test here is not about losing faith, it's about learning to your own wisdom. Retrograde Jupiter does not destroy your belief, it rebuilds them with integrity. So, remedies. So, how do we work with this energy instead of fighting it? Because remember, Jupiter retrograde is not punishment, it's a purification. Spiritually, this is perfect time to revisit sacred texts, not to memorize verses, but to reflect their meaning. Sit with water, literally. Cancer is water sign. Light a ghee lamp on Thursdays. Feed cow or offer food to someone who reminds you your mother care. That's Jupiter grace in action. Meditate on the element of water, fluid, adaptable, calm, yet powerful. That's how Jupiter wants your wisdom to feel deep, not loud. Psychologically, this is your season to heal emotional wounds gently. Try journaling about your childhood memories, especially the moments where you learned what love should look like. Therapy, creative expression, or even a solo walk near water can bring massive insight. The goal is not to fix everything. It's to reconnect with your inner teacher, the Jupiter within. Because here's the truth: you are not losing faith. You are refining it. You are evolving from believing blindly to understand deeply. So here's your takeaway. Jupiter retrograde in Cancer is not showers. It's a cosmic classroom, teaching you emotional intelligence, authentic faith, and the courage to trust your own truth. Because wisdom is not what you learn, it's what you live. And when Jupiter finally goes direct after 120 days of introspection, everything you have learned in silence will start to bloom in action. So don't miss, okay, this cosmic event. Until keep your heart open, your faith grounded, and your wisdom gentle. Remember, Jupiter retrograde does not take away your wisdom. It asks you, do you truly live it? So, Jupiter retrograde in different signs for Aries people, Aries moon. Jupiter retrograde lights up fourth house, your emotional foundation. Old wounds with family, especially mother, may resurface. But it's your chance to redefine what home really means. Rearrange your space, cleanse emotionally. Your peace begins inside. For Taurus moon, Jupiter retrograde moves through third house of communication. You may rethink how you express yourself. Old arguments with siblings or neighbors may find closure. Write, journal, speak. Your words heal if spoken with softness. For Gemini moon, it's in second house. The retrograde redefines self-worth and money. Expect a pause in financial growth, but it's not teach value over value. Speak blessings, not worry. Reconnect with the gratitude before spending. If you are a Cancer moon, for you, Jupiter retrograde right over on the moon. Emotional overload meets a spiritual awakening. It's like a cosmic therapy session. Every tear heals karmic patterns. Don't isolate. Talk to inner child with love. If you are Leo moon, Jupiter retrograde sits in 12th house, the house of dreams, losses, and moksha. You may feel distant or introspective, but your intuition is razor sharp now. Meditate before bed. Keep dream journal. Jupiter is whispering at 3 a.m. If you are Virgo moon, Jupiter retrograde travels in your 11th house of gains and community. You will review your friends, alliances, and long-term goals. Don't do my connections feed my soul or drain my spirit. Adjust it accordingly. If you are Libra moon, Jupiter retrograde moves through your 10th house of career and public image. You may question your path or authority figures. Don't fear temporary confusion. This is your career karmic reset. Lead with empathy, not ego. True recognition follows patience. If you are Scorpio moon, Jupiter retrograde sits in your ninth house of Dharma and higher knowledge. Old beliefs will break, new philosophies emerge. Study something sacred. Revisit your father's or guru's wisdom. See what still resonates. If you are Sagittarius moon, Jupiter, your ruling planet, is retrograde in eighth house of transformation. Jupiter, deep emotional or financial changes are coming. Hidden fears or secrets resurface. Hidden fears don't resist change. This is your rebirth cycle. If you are Capricorn moon, retrograde Jupiter travels through your seventh house of partnerships, old relationships, karmic revisits. You will understand what true commitments means. If someone from the past returns, it's not just for romance, it's for closure. So if you are Aquarius moon, Jupiter retrograde activates your sixth house of service, health, and routines. Old habits, physical and emotional needs healing. Reconnect with your body. Jupiter's teaching, serve your health like you serve your purpose. If you are Pisces moon, Jupiter retrograde shines from your fifth house of creativity and love. You will reevaluate what brings you joy, who deserves your heart. Create art, revisit a hobby. Your soul heals through creation. This is all about Jupiter retrogrades in Cancer in this November. It will be 120 days. Okay. It will be 120 days. So enjoy after knowing this energy, what it will do. Okay. We'll come up with the next video in the next week. Until then, thank you. If you like my video, please subscribe my channel. Share the video if you like. Okay. Thank you.